The tragic tenor. The chandeliers of the Grand Aria Theatre cast their golden light across the vast auditorium, where rows of plush crimson seats sat empty. The air hummed with the echo of voices and the rustle of sheet music, as the cast prepared for the final dress rehearsal of La Traviata. At the center of it all stood Enrico Moretti, the celebrated tenor whose voice had once silenced entire orchestras. As the orchestra tuned their instruments, Enrico leaned against the grand piano, cradling a porcelain teacup. "A touch of honey, no lemon," he'd instructed the assistant earlier that evening. His voice, already warmed by scales and arpeggios, was smooth as velvet as he rehearsed his lines. Around him, tension crackled like static. "Let's take it from the duet," Maestro Reinhardt commanded, batons slicing through the air. Enrico exchanged a glance with Diane Hensley, his soprano counterpart, whose nervous fingers twisted the hem of her gown. She was new to this level of fame, and Enrico had taken her under his wing. The music swelled, and their voices entwined like lovers in a dance. Diane's soprano soared, but it was Enrico's tenor, rich, golden, and flawless, that enveloped the room. The aria reached its crescendo when suddenly Enrico faltered. A choking sound escaped his lips. He staggered backward, his teacup slipping from his grasp and shattering against the floor. Gasps rippled through the cast and crew as Enrico collapsed, clutching his throat. Within moments, the paramedics arrived, but it was too late. Enrico Moretti, the golden tenor, was dead. Inspector Michelle Grant arrived at the Grand Aria Theatre just as the coroner zipped the body bag shut. She was a practical woman, her sharp eyes missing nothing. The theatre's opulence did little to impress her. She was here for answers. "Poison," the coroner confirmed. "Fast-acting, likely ingested." Michelle's gaze fell on the shattered teacup. "Bag that," she instructed a forensic officer. "And I want the tea tested." The theatre's manager, a balding man with perpetually damp palms, wrung his hands as he approached her. "Detective, this is a tragedy beyond words. Enrico was—" "Spare me the eulogy," Michelle interrupted. "Who prepared his tea?" "That would be Sarah Milner, his assistant. She's been with him for years." Michelle found Sarah in the green room, her face pale and tear-streaked. "I didn't do anything," she stammered before Michelle could speak. "I made his tea like always. Honey, no lemon. That's how he liked it." "Did anyone else handle the tea?" Michelle pressed. Sarah hesitated. "Well, except Diane. She carried it to him on stage. He asked her to." Diane Hensley was trembling when Michelle found her in a dressing room. "I'd never hurt Enrico," she said, her voice cracking. "He was my mentor, my friend. He trusted me." "Did you notice anything unusual about the tea?" Michelle asked. Diane shook her head. "I didn't even think to check. I was so focused on the rehearsal." As Michelle continued her investigation, a different picture of Enrico began to emerge. Behind his public persona lay a man who wielded his fame like a weapon. Rivalries, jealous lovers, and bitter colleagues formed a web of potential suspects. Maestro Reinhardt revealed Enrico's penchant for humiliating underperforming musicians. "He was brilliant but ruthless," the conductor admitted. "Not everyone could take it." An understudy confessed to harboring resentment after Enrico sabotaged his audition for a competing opera company. And then there was Rosalind, the theatre's costume designer, who had once been romantically involved with the tenor. "He left me for someone younger," she said bitterly, "but I didn't kill him." The breakthrough came when the toxicology report identified the poison, aconite, a deadly plant derivative. Its bitter taste was easily masked by honey. Michelle's mind churned. Aconite wasn't something one stumbled upon. It required deliberate intent. She returned to the green room, her eyes scanning for anything out of place. That's when she noticed a small, unmarked bottle tucked behind a stack of sheet music. Inside was a residue matching the poison. Michelle called the cast and crew together. "Enrico's death wasn't an accident," she announced, "and the killer is among us." Her gaze landed on Sarah Milner. "You prepared the tea and had access to the poison. Care to explain?" Sarah's eyes widened. "It wasn't me. Why would I kill him?" "Because he was planning to fire you," Michelle said. "I found the termination letter in his dressing room." Sarah's facade crumbled. "He said I was too old, too slow," she confessed. "After everything I'd done for him, I couldn't let him ruin me." As officers led Sarah away, the theatre fell silent. Michelle lingered a moment longer, staring at the stage where Enrico had sung his last note. In the world of opera, even the brightest stars cast long shadows.